Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is Friday, May 8th, and boy, did it get dark out there in the last 20-30 minutes.
But hold on, we just got to get through today, and then we've got some good-looking weather to talk about.
Weather's changing as we speak. Justin will have an update on the arrival of that front. Guess I never thought about whether Mother's Day was celebrated in other parts of the world.
Apparently it is celebrated all over the world, but not exactly how we do it here.
Very unique, especially when you hear about Serbia. That's coming up.
That's the best one.
I know, that's for sure. But much like singing Happy Birthday in Mexico when it's celebrated, people there celebrate Mother's Day May 10th every year, singing Moms Everywhere song called Las Mañanitas.
All right, here's, I can't sing, but here's the little song.
Mañanitas, thank you.
Mañanitas. These are little mornings that King David used to sing, and on the day of your saint, we sing them to you. Wake up, my dear, wake up. Look, it's already dawning. The little birds are already singing, the moon has gone away.
So that was an English translation of Las Mañanitas.
Mañanitas.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay.
Sweden, Mother's Day celebrated last Sunday of May, and many children sell small plastic flowers or gifts.
The proceeds from the sale of flowers are used to send mothers with young children on a short getaway. That's a nice thing to do.
In Japan, a popular ritual Mother's Day is for children to draw pictures of their mothers. Those pictures can be posted on windows at stores or submitted for art competitions.
And our favorite of all is what they do in Serbia. It's called the Serbian tie-up. On Mother's Day, Serbians honor a church tradition of remembrance, unity, and tying generations together by tying up the mom.
Celebrated in December, Mother's Day kicks off when the children enter Mom's room and tie her up. In order to be released, Mom has to present her children with gifts.
There's something wrong with that because the mom's supposed to get the gifts, but there is turnabout that's fair play in this, just so you know. Let's see. In order to be released, when you said that, a week earlier on Children's Day, children are tied up and they have to agree to behave before they're released.
Oh, and a week after Mother's Day, fathers are tied up until they present the gifts on Father's Day.
Well, that is kind of bizarre.
Yes, but Serbia.
Serbian tie-up.
Yes.
Okay, let me just make it very clear. If my family is watching, we're sticking with the American traditions. Please do not enter the room and tie me up and make me present gifts for you.
These unusual Mother's Day rituals, this article is on KSAT.com.
Let's take a look at your rundown.
Authorities making 2 arrests in the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery.
This is long overdue, and this is just one step toward justice.
More than 75,000 people have died in the United States from the coronavirus, and now a confirmed case is even reaching the White House.
This is the economic fallout from the virus continues. 33 million filing for unemployment, and more bad news is expected this morning.
The Texas Supreme Court has freed a Dallas salon owner jailed for reopening her business. Shelley Luther was greeted by cheering supporters on her way home.
Authorities say a person was hit and killed by a plane landing at Bergstrom International Airport late last night. The pilot of Southwest Flight 1392 maneuvered to try to avoid hitting that person on the runway while landing.
American Airlines is facing criticism for this crowded flight between New York and South Carolina, but the airline says the flight was not full.
The Justice Department dropping the case against Michael Flynn. The president's former national security advisor was facing jail time for lying to the FBI.
Your County Sheriff's Office says reports of family violence have dropped 22% during the pandemic, but they do not think that is a good thing. Experts say the drop due to victims being stuck at home with abusers with no way to leave or call for help.
Some people were upset while trying to use the walk-up sites at Las Palmas Library parking lot and Woodlawn Lake Park. But there is some good news as testing ramps up. Positivity rate continues to go down.
Betty White has a new gig. The 98-year-old forever golden girl will star in a Christmas movie for Lifetime. She'll be whipping wannabe Santas into shape.
An unforgettable trip to the ATM for one teenager. Jose Nunez noticed a bag full of cash, $135,000 worth of it. So what did he do? He took it to police.
I love that.
Doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing, especially in these times when things are so tough and tight for everybody, but to still find that money and give it over. That's the right thing to do.
Amen to that. Let's go outside with live cam. Yeah, things have gotten interesting in the weather department in the last just a little bit.
Yeah, Mother Nature's doing the right thing by bringing us some cooler air here in May. We've got a frontal boundary working through. It's kicking up the winds. That's going to be one of the big stories today, I think, are the gusty winds. We're not going to get a lot of rain out of this. And in fact, the radar doesn't show us much right now. We've got maybe a few very, very light returns off to the north and west of San Antonio. But even then, I'm not sure that's even rainfall. It could just be the debris kicked up by this front. But this front is quickly working through here. You see some of the cloud cover. We're getting more of those sort of gravity wave clouds coming through San Antonio. And behind this front, winds are already starting to really get gusty to our north. Temperatures right now, 74 at Comfort, 74, Boulevardy, 78, New Braunfels, 75 right now, Port SA. And forecast for today, temperatures stay pretty steady, actually. We'll get up to about 80 and level off there with this frontal boundary. But wind advisory, winds 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting to 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour in some case. So a very gusty day. We're going to talk about how long that wind advisory goes for and what the weekend looks like, especially Mother's Day, coming up here in just a few minutes. Guys.
Hold on to that steering wheel out there. There's 10 at Bernie Stage Road. There's a little speck on the lens there, but that could be from all the dirt and construction. 281 at Winding Way. Traffic is looking great in all directions. And it looks like we've got perhaps a construction vehicle, pickup truck there off the side of the road, that last camera shot.
Well, top stories that we're following for you today. San Antonio police are investigating a shooting. It involves a 13-year-old, happened just east of downtown.
Officers didn't find that victim at the scene, though. The boy was already at the hospital. Officers responded to the 100 block of North Olive just after 3 this morning. They found a bullet hole outside the home and what appeared to be blood inside.
Investigators were notified that the 13-year-old victim showed up with his custodian at a hospital with a gunshot wound to the arm. Police tell us the boy's family does not know anything about who could be behind that shooting.
A procession taking place this morning for a volunteer medic at the Medina County Emergency Services Department killed Sunday night in a wrong-way crash.
The body of 20-year-old Asante Sebastian Contreras will be transported from San Antonio back to Del Rio. Police say Contreras was killed near Loop 410 and I-35. He was hit head-on by a man trying to get away from police. The suspect has been identified as 36-year-old Joseph William Woolard. He is now facing murder and evading arrest charges.
The memorial procession will take Contreras through Castroville and Del Rio. People will be lining up along Highway 90 to pay their respects. Our Katrina Weber covering the procession will have a full report coming up on KSAT 12 News at noon.
Phase 2 of Governor Abbott's plan to reopen Texas starts today.
Barbershops, hair, nail, and tanning salons all allowed to reopen, but must follow strict rules to keep workers and customers safe. Workstation must be at least 6 feet apart and fully sanitized between customers. All workers and customers will be screened for their temperature and symptoms at the door. Customers and employees are required to wear masks.
Employees will be allowed to refuse service to people if they appear to be sick or contagious. We have more rules and guidelines on our website. Just visit ksat.com. Moving now to your morning headlines. We are marking the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe and a big brawl at a mall in Georgia.
A couple of youngsters turning into heroes just trying to protect their home, and a little monkey business going on at a bank in New Delhi. Good morning, David Sears.
David.
The primates having a little fun. We got that for you. That's a good way to start the weekend.
Good.
Just a second, we'll have that. First off, though, 75 years ago today, World War II ended in Europe. The German force surrendered without conditions to the Allies, the United States, United Kingdom, and Russia. The 6-year-old war ended, leaving death and destruction all across the European continent, from Great Britain to France to Poland and England. There was a 2-minute moment of silence to remember those who paid the ultimate price. Usually there would be some major memorial services conducted all across Europe, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, services have had to be limited. There are still speeches by world leaders and some activities to mark the historic time. President Trump expected to attend a wreath-laying ceremony later today at the World War II Memorial in D.C. He will be joined by 8 World War II veterans, the youngest 96 years old. Here's something kind of unpleasant to watch. A fight in the parking lot of a mall in Georgia, and this guy just decided to haul off and kick that woman. He shoves the security guard out of the way and grabs another woman, and they take off. Now, according to the guy who shot the video, the 2 women were fighting inside the mall at the food court, and it spilled outside into the parking lot. The guy who kicked the woman apparently apologizing to the other women when the fighting started up again, once again. That's according to the guy who shot the video. As you can imagine, other shoppers a little upset.
Oh my God, was that a boy? What? But if people don't know how to come out their home and act while they're in public, then stay home, because that is what's recommended. Stay home. This is a stressful time, but stay home.
Cobb County police were actually at the mall and say they did respond to the fight, but by the time they got there, everybody involved had scattered. A curdling scream for a couple of kids, and that was the right thing to do. You see the youngsters come out into their front yard. They're 12 and 9 years old. Bold move, and it turned them into heroes. You can see a man approach the house, and then the kids start screaming to defend the home, and the man runs off. There were actually 2 suspected burglars who were looking to rob the place. They were both caught by police, thanks to the kids and the video.
I think that they did the right thing by screaming, being loud. That obviously is going to scare anybody coming in your home, letting the neighbors know what's going on.
Yeah, a good scream every now and then pays off. Man and a woman now charged with dozens of crimes all across Salt Lake and Utah counties. The father of those kids says he's very proud of them, and he says he's actually talked to them before about not becoming a victim. And here's your funny video to get your weekend started. What's the old saying? It's so easy, even a monkey could do it. That is a monkey, and that is an ATM machine right there. The monkey going bananas. Police called to this bank in New Delhi after an employee arrived and noticed the ATM was damaged, the front ripped off. Money was still there, though. So what you're seeing is security footage of the monkey climbing all over the machine. They're still trying to figure out exactly how the monkey got to the ATM because it was behind a glass wall and a locked door.
You must have thought there were bananas in there.
I guess so, but maybe somebody's training it for future.
Ooh, that's a sneaky thought.
Yeah, what do you think, huh?
I don't know.
There you go.
Conspiracy.
Enjoy that. Monkey business.
I love that.
Little monkey business to start the weekend.
You're coming back to talk sports, I think, right?
You believe it or not?
No,
there's
I'm glad.
Stuff to talk about. The NFL released their schedule last night, and some NBA teams let some players back in some practice facilities today.
All right, we'll talk about that coming up later.
Tons to talk about, especially NFL for sure. 9:09, 76 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Those famous lyrics by the Beatles are turning 50 years old today. We have some fun facts about the album.
A fresh U.S. jobs report out this morning, and the numbers are chilling. CNN's Nadia Romero joins us with a live look at how the pandemic has affected the American economy in historic ways. That's later in this newscast.
Are you stressed? Are you worried because of COVID-19? Well, let me tell you, you're not alone, which is why I'm at Brackenridge Park today with Hope Pedraza from Imbalance Studios. Later on, just a few minutes on GMSA at 9, we're going to be talking about a free virtual retreat to help you de-stress.
And checking the stock market, it's doing very well today. It is in positive territory, up 326 points at 24,201. Welcome back. It's just about 14 minutes after 9. After more than a month in self-quarantine, some people are in search for a chance to disconnect and release their stress in a healthy way.
2 local instructors offering a donation-based day retreat, full or self-care. Registration is free and the event will take place tomorrow morning.
Alicia Barrera is live at Brackenridge Park with more on the day retreat. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning. Well, you know, a lot of people are getting restless at home. They're really looking for that way to just unwind and disconnect and find some positivity in their day. So this wellness retreat might be a good option for you. I'm joined by Hope Pedraza. She's the owner for Imbalance Studios. So she's one of the instructors helping lead. First things first, what are the props that people are going to need for this virtual retreat?
Yeah, we kept it pretty simple. So you'll want to have a yoga mat. We have a yoga block. It's totally optional if you want to use that for a yoga class. We ask that you have a chair or like a table or a wall nearby for our bar class. A journal, because we are going to do a little journaling workshop, and just your body. We are having a tea meditation, so we ask if you have like your favorite tea at home. You can kind of have that handy, but you can totally do the tea meditation without tea.
And this event is taking place tomorrow morning. It is virtual, so you'll need to register. Registration is free. It's going to be on Zoom, and it starts at 11 a.m. It's a 3-hour workshop, and these you can donate, and those donations are going to go back to a local nonprofit here, Be the Good Kind. And so what are maybe some of the things that we're going to be able to practice? We're going to actually get down on our mats here.
Let's get down. Yeah, so we're going to focus a lot on Melissa Gary as helping. We are hosting it together. We want to work a lot on reconnecting with the body and using the breath to kind of reconnect and restore the body. And so something we might work on to get started, a little bit of Pilates and breathing at the same time. So we'll bring hands back behind the knees. So we want to start with like some spinal mobility. A lot of us are sitting at desks all day if we're working from home. So we want to kind of wake up the back and the breath. So we inhale here and then exhale round the back and kind of start to roll down. So connecting with the breath as we move here is important. Connecting the breath with the movement is really that mind-body connection that helps us kind of reconnect with ourselves and kind of de-stress, using oxygen to de-stress.
So these are some of the things that you're going to be able to partake in. Hope, why was it so important for you to actually launch this virtual event for people back at home?
Yeah, Melissa and I have both been doing virtual classes with our own studios, and we really wanted to provide an opportunity for everyone to come together. Everybody's craving connection right now. We're all separated, and we want to provide a chance for everybody to reconnect and then really just kind of reconnect with our bodies. Yeah. Everybody's stressed. We feel totally discombobulated. So just a chance to come together and move and breathe and restore.
Wonderful, Hope. Thank you so much. And we're going to stick around here at Brackenridge Park and maybe show you some other exercises that we'll be doing and the benefits of them. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News. Back to you.
All right, Alicia, thank you very much.
Let's bring Justin Horn into this conversation because you have been busy. A lot of stuff's going on.
Yeah, we've got another front this week. We've had two now. This one's maybe a little bit stronger. It's going to keep us somewhat cool going into the weekend. It's also going to kick up the winds today, and that probably is the biggest story of all here. As we look at the big picture, the frontal boundary is on our doorstep, creating showers and storms up across northeast Texas, but not here. Man, we really could use some of that rain, but it's just not going to materialize, I don't think. We may get a couple showers south of San Antonio, but it's just not developing here in our area right now. Behind it, though, some very, very gusty winds. Look at the wind gusts, 41 miles per hour right now. Midland, 33, San Angelo, Del Rio. Looks like the front is starting to move through there. Gusts now to 30 miles per hour. So the winds have really picked up across northwest Texas, and wind advisories have been posted for us as well, because once this front moves through, we'll see those winds pick up 15 to 25 out of the north, gusting to 35, maybe even 40. Some isolated cases, so it is going to be a very windy day. Wind gusts right now at about 18 here in San Antonio, gusting to Pleasanton about 20. These are southerly winds, though. It's the northerly winds up here that are the stronger winds, and once this front moves through, they will kick in. So our wind gust forecast, really, they pick up during the afternoon. So gusting up above 25 miles per hour, perhaps up above 30, 35 as we get into this evening. Outside right now, we've got partly cloudy skies. We had some cloud cover try to move through. Looks like there was a little outflow boundary out ahead of the front, but 76 degrees right now. Winds gusting out of the north-northwest at about 13 miles per hour, gusting a little bit higher than that. And you see these kind of cool-looking clouds here. Sometimes you get these out ahead of frontal boundaries. They're sort of gravity waves, and they're pushing south through Bexar County right now with some breaks in those clouds just to the north. 76 at the airport, 72 Boerne Stage, 80 right now in New Braunfels, 75 in Seguin. And I think temperature's really going to peak right at about 80 degrees today as that cooler air sort of filters in slowly but surely. The drier air will do the same. And the dew points right now are still in the 60s, so it still feels pretty muggy out there. But we're starting to see the lower numbers up around Junction and Ozona right now, looking at a dew point of 41. Again, showers and storms lining up along the front off to our east, well to our north and east. There are some severe storms associated with that. But on the north side of this system, and this is pretty interesting, there's going to be snow today, and quite a bit of it across upstate New York and New England. This is pretty late for snow to fall like this. So just a strong system here, and it's drawing in some cooler air. For us, again, not a lot of rain. Maybe as it gets down towards the coast, it'll start to pick up some showers and storms there, develop some showers and storms. As we get into tomorrow morning, there could be a couple of showers and storms south of San Antonio as well. But I think most of it stays south of town. And then we'll see clearing skies for Sunday. So Mother's Day looks really good. Temperatures today, again, right around 80 degrees, wind advisory. And tomorrow, 75. Clouds hang around through much of the day, but clearing late, and then 81 on Sunday. 84 Monday, another chance for some showers and storms coming up on Tuesday, but it does heat up next week, guys.
Your meteorologist
we have a
for
junior
you?
meteorologist?
We do have a junior meteorologist, and I got to get back into place here, but yes. So Nolan, he's our junior meteorologist this morning. Take a listen.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Nolan Mokri, your weatherman for today. Today in Lavernia, it's going to be 48 for your low and 68 for your high. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. Ride a bike, play in a garden, you know, do your normal stuff, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Yes, we will, buddy.
Ride a bike, plant a garden, all good suggestions, and another Lavernia
Another Lavernia man. They're showing up very relaxed, by the way. No.
That was awesome.
Good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justin. See you in a bit. Right now, it's exactly 9:21, 76 degrees.
Still ahead on GMSA at 9, several things to keep you entertained this weekend, including a concert from Sarah Brightman and a series from the Rolling Stones. A preview of what's live streaming coming up next.
9:24 this weekend. Streaming entertainment includes everything from the Rolling Stones to Sarah Brightman to Motorhead.
CNN's Rick Damigella gives us a preview.
The Rolling Stones have launched a 6-week streaming series as part of YouTube's #StayHome campaign. This week's Extra Licks performance is Havana Moon, recorded in Cuba in 2016. The Stones roll Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Sarah Brightman streams her classic performance in concert at the Royal Albert Hall this weekend. Catch the concert by the superstar soprano on her YouTube channel Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Standing at the crossroads, you tried a pen in hand. The conversation went like this.
Taylor Momsen's band, The Pretty Reckless, will take part in the Fearless at Home Festival, along with other Fearless Records artists playing to raise funds for the Crew Nation Global Fund for Live Music Cruise. The virtual festival kicks off Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
If you like to gamble, I tell you I'm your man. You win some, lose some, and do the same to me.
Move over, May the 4th be with you. There's a rocking new holiday to celebrate this week. Friday marks the first annual Motorhead Day on the 8th of May. The celebration is being held to mark the 40th anniversary of the band's classic Ace of Spades album and will include social media events and the debut of a new music video for the album's title track. Streaming in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Wow, okay. Other entertainment news. Today marks 50 years since the Beatles released their final studio album, Let It Be.
The album was released just 1 month after the band broke up. Title track went on to become one of the group's most iconic songs. The classics from the album include Across the Universe, Get Back, and The Long and Winding Road.
Well, here's a fun fact for you, too. The album was recorded before 1969's Abbey Road, but still went on to be the Beatles' final release.
Did not know that.
Very interesting.
9:26 on your Friday morning, 76 degrees. More ahead on GMSA at 9.
The NFL released its 2020 schedule last night. David and RJ are here with a look at the Cowboys and Texans schedule.
The official U.S. jobs report came out this morning, and it paints a very dim picture of the U.S. economy. CNN's Nadia Romero joins us after the break live to break down those numbers next.
The official U.S. jobs report was released earlier this morning, and it shows a surging number of layoffs and unemployment at Great Depression levels.
CNN's Nadia Romero joined us now live from Washington, D.C. Nadia, good morning. Department of Labor released preliminary unemployment numbers yesterday, and as we said, the official jobs report was just released hours ago. What's the latest?
Well, good morning, Mark and Leslie. Well, the picture is really grim for the U.S. economy right now. We're looking at 20.5 million Americans who filed for unemployment in April. That makes our unemployment rate really skyrocket. It was 4.4% in March. Now it's up to 14.7%. That is the highest unemployment rate since the Great Depression. And when we talk about these jobs, it doesn't show us the entire picture. There are many more Americans who are furloughed from their jobs right now, so they're not receiving a paycheck but can still receive benefits like a health care plan. And it does not include the people who received pay cuts. And we know that 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, so not receiving a full paycheck like you used to before the pandemic really means for many Americans that they simply cannot pay their bills. And as we talk about these numbers, you have to remember that these are people. Some of us has been fortunate enough to keep our jobs. Others are on the unemployment line. So the outlook is horrific right now, but the president is optimistic just this morning, saying that he expected these numbers. They come as no surprise, but he believes that because some 47 states will reopen their economies by this weekend, that those businesses will then rehire all of those employees and the economy will skyrocket again. So that is the big question. are these unemployment numbers temporary, as the president says, or is this more permanent? Will there be some businesses who are not able to survive this current crisis and will then have to lay off their entire staff? That's something that we'll still have to wait and see. Another indication of our economy is consumer confidence. So will people go out and spend money? Mark and Leslie?
Well, as you were just mentioning, more states are opening up today by easing or lifting those stay-at-home orders. So how are the states going about it, and are they prepared?
Well, Leslie, today California is starting to let some retail businesses open for the first time. And this is huge. California is, the second largest state in the nation. So this is important for them because they were one of the first states to enact stay-at-home orders, Washington and California. So they have been shut down, closed for business much longer than the rest of the country, opening up today. We also know that Texas is starting phase 2 of their stay-at-home or the reopening of the economy starting today, with more retail shops, barbershops, nail salons being able to open as well. But what we know from Washington and other states, they are having the stay-at-home orders being lifted, but they're not receiving their full PPE amounts. They're not receiving the orders that they placed back in March. That's not allowing them to have all of the supplies that they need if they're going to allow more people to go out and leave their homes and their guidelines. Mark and Leslie?
CNN's Nadia Romero reporting live from Washington, D.C. Nadia, have a good weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. As we head outside with Live Cam, looking forward to tomorrow and Sunday's weather.
Yeah, you know, these temperatures will be below average through the weekend, and the humidity will be lower. It's going to be really nice. This is a nice looking front. One thing, though, that we are going to get with this are gusty winds, and that's going to be sort of the problem today. We're already starting to see winds pick up some. Let's go to the satellite picture. I want to show you kind of cool looking clouds out ahead of this front. So those are working through right now. We're seeing off and on cloudiness. And I think for the most part, it's going to be a mostly cloudy day. That front is starting to work through, and we're really seeing those winds pick up at this point out of the north, especially up there across the hill country. There's a look at the temperatures. Still okay. 72 Bernie Stage, 74 Rio Medina, 74 Stinson, 77 at Randolph, 80 right now in New Braunfels. And there's a look at the wind gusts. Right now, gusty winds down to the south are because of a southerly wind. But as you look up to the north, we've got that northerly wind trying to kick in. And there are some very gusty winds up there across West Texas. That's what we have to look forward to. I think by the afternoon, we could see some gusts up around 35 miles per hour. So a wind advisory is in effect today. Not looking for much rain with this, if at all. But temperatures staying pretty steady right there around the 80-degree mark. Northerly winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Guys.
Thanks, Justin. We've got construction. Folks down to one lane, 1604 John Peace Boulevard area out there on the northwest side.
Well, how does a day of self-care and guided meditation sound? Well, two local instructors are offering a free day retreat for those seeking to let go of stress and experience a restful day.
Alicia Peretta back out live at Brackenridge Park here in San Antonio with more on the virtual wellness retreat that's also raising funds to help those impacted by COVID-19. Alicia?
Good morning. Yeah, well, the things you'll need for this free virtual retreat, you want to have a yoga mat, maybe a towel if you don't have the mat, your laptop, of course, a journal because there is going to be a meditation aspect, and there's going to be Pilates, yoga, bar. But to tell me more about it is Hope Pedraza. She's one of the hosts for it. She's representing In Balance Studios. Who is this wellness retreat going to benefit?
So it is free to register, but we're asking for donations, and all of these donations are going to go directly to a local nonprofit called Be the Good Kind, and they are giving meals to families in need. And it's also going to go to benefit small business. While we're not benefiting financially, we are asking that you just show support for studios like mine and for Melissa's, just to show support for small businesses that need it right now.
And then another thing that we were talking about earlier, we were showing those exercises, and that helps connect with the breath. Why is it so important to practice these breathing exercises?
Yeah, breath and de-stressing are kind of all related. So using the breath to connect with the movement, we're connecting with our body, we're creating awareness, building some connections in our brain, helping us to be able to down-regulate those stressors and kind of come back to a sense of peace and sense of calmness.
And then I didn't explain, but another one of the props that we need that we see right next to Hope is that chair because of bar. So something to hold on to. But if you're interested, again, this event is totally free. You want to register online. It's happening tomorrow morning. Starts at 11 a.m. This is a 3-hour virtual retreat. You do have to register in order to get that Zoom invitation, and it's going to be a good time. So Hope, thank you so much for being with us today. We have all those details for you on the screen. Reporting live from Brackenridge Park, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Alicia. Well, if you saw a mysterious green glow in the San Antonio sky, we've got it figured out for you.
We received numerous reports of a mysterious green light in the sky Wednesday night, and we now know what it is or what it was.
No, it is not an alien encounter. I know you were probably very disappointed. It's actually Southwest Independent School District's way to honor their seniors.
Their superintendent told KSAT these unprecedented times have caused our seniors and their families to miss many special moments they have rightfully earned and longfully waited. We hope this light serves as a beacon of hope for the bright future they have ahead.
It also serves as a reminder to our community that our seniors are about to complete a very long and important journey, one that we feel our entire community should be proud of.
So basically, it's a fancy spotlight. The Project Bright Future Class of 2020 beacon is currently being displayed at the Southwest ISD Transportation Building through Sunday, and then it will alternate between the two high schools through June 6th.
May 11th to the 17th and May 25th to the 31st. The beacon will be at Southwest Legacy High School.
And the beacon will be at Southwest High School in the 11,000 block of Dragon Lane from May 18th to 24th, and again from June 1st through the 6th.
Beam of Hope came from a district task force designed to work on projects to honor the senior class amid the coronavirus pandemic, which of course halted in-class studies.
And listen real quick, the task force actually had to work through a process to get national and state FAA approval operating with the guidelines and communicating with the control tower, over at Kelly Field, because it's right there.
They've got planes coming in and out of there. They got to make sure they know what's going on.
Yep. Well, the green sky, a light in the sky is for those graduating seniors down at Southwest Independent School District.
Congratulations to all the seniors.
9:38, 76 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Some sports news this morning. Hallelujah. The NFL schedule is out and some NBA teams are heading back to training today. David and RJ are here to talk all about it. Coming up next.
May sound a little unusual, but today's a big day for sports. A few NBA teams could be headed back to practice facilities, and the NFL released their highly anticipated regular season schedule last night.
David's back along with RJ Marquez. Join us, of course, from home to talk about the Spurs and the Cowboys. Finally, we get to talk about sports.
And the Texans.
And the Texans. Let's talk about that schedule first, RJ. You know, it's really funny because every other year the schedule comes out and people go, oh, the schedule's out. So you kind of get on the internet and you watch Greg Simmons go, okay, these are the highlighted games. Last night, ESPN managed to turn this thing into a 3-hour show live. It's like, really? It's a schedule.
Yeah, obviously we're all in need of some sports right now. So ESPN took advantage of that, as they did with the draft as well. We were talking about some of the highlighted games. First of all, I was a little surprised that the NFL felt so confident to schedule a lot of these high-profile games. Starting with the Cowboys opening Sunday night at LA in their brand new stadium. I was a little bit interested in just how much confidence the NFL was going to have that fans would be allowed into stadiums in some form or fashion. David?
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. And you look at the Cowboys opening up, like you said, against LA at their new stadium. You've got the Texans taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. So that's a big one to open up. And opening up the football weekend will be Brady versus Breeze in New Orleans.
Awesome.
And you kind of go, wow, that just wouldn't be the same without fans in there. So is that a little early for that matchup with no fans?
So there's no fans.
Well, we don't know, but I'm just saying if that's the way they have to open up.
I think everybody's going to be watching at home, and they'll have the largest numbers in history.
You know, you got to have some who-dats in the stands.
You have plenty of who-dats on
you can't,
Zoom.
But who's going to be giving Brady a hard time?
All the fans on Zoom and on social media.
But people are texting them, I guess. I don't know. So, but anyway.
Yeah, I think, again, the NFL has not made these decisions. They say they will adjust. Interesting that the NFL kind of set up their schedule in a way where every team gets 2 games at home and 2 games away, the first 4 games. So if those games need to be postponed or pushed back, they can do that as well.
When's the first game scheduled?
First game is scheduled September 10th.
September 10th.
And that is the Texans at Kansas City. You mentioned them opening up against the Super Bowl champs. And then we have the Texans also against Baltimore, so taking on the MVP the very next week, Lamar Jackson.
That's a great game.
Yeah,
Great
Texans
game.
have a tough schedule to open up. The Cowboys' schedule is not a piece of cake to open up either. I mean, they're home, they're away, they're home, and there's some of the highlighted games we were talking about. But their third game is in Seattle. I mean, they could very well start off, behind the 8 ball when the season gets started. And of course, on Thanksgiving Day, they're taking on the Washington Redskins in Dallas. So you got that one. So that's a good one. So all right, RJ, let's talk a little bit about the NBA. And some teams are able to go back to work on a limited basis, no coaches, no organized activities, but players can actually get back into practice facilities. I think 3 teams are going to be able to open up their facilities today.
Yeah, that's right, David. Denver is reportedly set to open up today. I think Cleveland and Portland have also said that their facilities are going to be open for the day. A couple of other teams are going to wait a few days. I think Miami is one of them. Sacramento is one of them. As far as the Texas teams, of course, the Spurs have not made any official announcement whether they will open today, but the Mavs and the Rockets have said that they're going to hold off since Governor Abbott decided to hold off on opening gyms till May 18th. So they're going to take a wait-and-see approach when it comes to that.
Yeah, and we've been hearing that the commissioner and a couple other folks from the main office are supposed to be getting on a conference call with all the players that want to get on this call and kind of give them an update on what they're thinking and what they're feeling as far as health and safety of the players are concerned. So that'll be a very interesting conversation. It'll be very interesting to get players' reaction after they find out just exactly what the league is thinking as far as getting back to work, getting back in these facilities, and then, of course, whether or not they'll even have a season.
Yeah, and again, we'll for sure find out later on today because that news will definitely come out at some point. But again, the NBA is kind of taking this whole wait-and-see approach. I think they've been targeting, again, early July as the date to maybe kind of resume the season. So these are just kind of the steps that they're having to take. And, they're taking the most precautious and the most safety measures as possible.
I'm just glad we're getting to talk about sports again. I mean, that makes you feel a little bit better.
It's good. So hopefully, I mean, I know that earlier they said it would take them like 25 days to get in shape. They might play a couple of games before the playoffs start. They might forget the regular season, just go to playoffs, shorten play. I mean, they're still dealing with a whole lot of different avenues they can take, but at least some facilities are opening up and some players can actually get in there and shoot some baskets.
That's right. So, RJ, David, guys, thank you so much. Great seeing you guys. It is awesome to be talking about our Spurs, Cowboys, and Texans again.
It sure is. Thank you so much, RJ and David. All right, let's talk about your forecast once again. It's time to talk about Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, and real quick, wouldn't it be exciting if all the sports come back at once and they're all on TV at once and it's just
it's a sports fest.
It would be incredible.
I'm ready, man.
Me too. Yes, Mother's Day. It's looking good. We're going to get some mostly sunny skies, great temperatures. We've got a cold front coming through right now. It is bringing about some changes. Watch the clouds here on the time lapse. They're all headed north, and then poof, they switch directions right there. That's the front coming through, or at least some of those northerly winds kicking in, and the clouds now are pushing back to the south. You see sort of the ripple effect here with the clouds moving through Bexar County. And the temperatures right now, 78 degrees, 77 Randolph, 80 in New Braunfels. Temperatures may warm a little bit more. We may see some warming this afternoon, but it's not going to be a big warm up because this cooler and drier air will slowly funnel in today. 73 Uvalde, 73 Rock Springs, 76 right now in Kerrville. By the way, this cloud structure, sometimes you get this out ahead of cold fronts. We saw that on Tuesday, similar cloud structure. These little sort of wave clouds you get here, pretty interesting to see. Dew points right now still in the 60s, still somewhat humid. We've even got some 70s down to the south, but Junction starting to see some lower dew points there. Ozona for sure, that number has been dropping. And that drier air is just off to our north and west. Well, looking at the wind gusts, we've sort of hit a lull here. We've got some strong southerly winds across our southern counties, and then those northerly winds really kick in as you get up around I-10 up there in the hill country, and these winds will be dropping south today, and we'll see those northerly winds really pick up, but I think that happens a little bit later this afternoon. And as we look at the wind gust forecast here, maybe around 2 o'clock to 4, 7 o'clock, winds could gust to 30, maybe even 35 miles per hour. So wind advisory goes into effect at 1 p.m., goes through 7 p.m. tonight, and includes much of our area, San Antonio into the hill country, and really a large portion of Texas here. It is going to be a windy day for most of the Lone Star State. Look at the wind gusts right now, gusting to 41 in Midland, gusting to 33 in San Angelo, 38 I should say in Abilene. And I'm always curious with the winds like they are, they pick up quite a bit of dust. Some of that could get transported down here. We'll see if that happens, but we know there's a lot of it out in West Texas. Here is the setup. There's our frontal boundary. And again, it's shifting south at a pretty good rate now. There are some storms with this out across east and northeast Texas, and that's where there could be a little bit of severe weather. But by and large, we're going to miss out on the rain here. Just not enough dynamics to get those showers and storms going for us. This storm system, by the way, extends all the way up into the Great Lakes, really. And on the north side of it, there is some snow. There's going to be some decent snow falling across places like New York and New England a little bit later today, so a late season snowfall there. Futurecast shows rain may develop down along the coast as that front moves south, and we may see a few more showers tomorrow morning, but most of this is going to be south of San Antonio. Clouds stick around for a time tomorrow, then clear out late in the day, and then we'll get some more sun for Mother's Day. Here's a look at the forecast. Temperatures staying right there around 80 degrees. Wind advisory in place. 75 tomorrow. That's it. 81 on Sunday with mostly sunny skies. And then some temperatures warming up next week with another slight chance of rain on Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Okay, let me find this script. It's here somewhere. All right. Right now at KSAT.com, a local florist has found a way to keep business going during the pandemic. David Garcia, owner of Number 9 Florals, Chocolates, and Gifts, saw an article about how jigsaw puzzles were selling out across the nation and decided to place an order for puzzles to sell.
But when he and the retail wholesaler sold out, he started creating his own puzzles with images from past projects shot by various local photographers. Now the puzzles have become popular and some have already sold out. David says he plans on more designs to release every other week. You can read more about that on KSAT.com.
And we're up to 80 degrees now. We'll see temperatures stay pretty steady there throughout the afternoon with a frontal boundary coming through. There's an outside chance for a shower, but that's really not the big story. It's going to be the wind. Wind advisory in effect through 7 p.m. tonight, starting at 1 p.m., going through 7 p.m. We could see some gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Some clouds tomorrow, but it clears out late, and Mother's Day still looks good.
All right, heads up, gang. We got another great idea for you and the family, and this is tomorrow night right here on KSAT 12.
Good family stuff. ABC announced that John Legend, Katy Perry, Titus Burgess, Sabrina Carpenter, Jennifer Hudson, Lang Lang, and more stars have been added to the roster for the next edition of the TV event, which is set to air Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Disney Family Sing-Along Part 2, which aired last month. The first one aired last month, notched more than 10 million views and featured a surprise appearance by Beyonce. So the next edition is tomorrow night.
It says tomorrow on here. I thought it said.
I'm sorry, Sunday night.
Sunday at 6 o'clock. Sunday at 6 o'clock, I think, on Mother's Day.
Yes,
perfect.
That's right.
Previously announced performers included Chloe X. Is that it? I don't know who that is either. Anyway, Donald Glover. Anyway, a bunch of people. Christina Aguilera is going to be on it too.
Yep, the Muppets will open the show. The lineup currently has planned performances of a number of Disney hits, including A Whole New World. I think, yeah, that's Sunday night right here on KSAT.
Sunday at 6 o'clock our time. Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your day, moms.